Alright, we're starting this video outside because I'm meeting a friend here in the mall, and I actually wanted to dedicate this video about something that I think is important for people getting into Riftbound, because I know people who are wondering how to get into Riftbound, if they want to build a deck, how they actually go about it, other than going out and getting starter decks. Obviously, that's one way to do it. But if you actually want to try out your own deck, your own playstyle, the champions that you actually want to use, this is my first suggestion: is to actually see if you have a friend who wants to get the Riftbound as well, who is also interested in opening packs like you. See if you can trade with each other, buy or sell cards from each other, because you already know each other. It's easier to transact in that sense. If you don't have a friend who's already into it, try to see if you can find a community somewhere around you, because there are lots of local game shops who are getting into Riftbound, and it's nice because I feel the community of Riftbound is very nice and very cool people, and you'll be able to find someone to actually help you out. There are people who have started from set one, and they may already have most or all of the cards that you might need. It's not as scary as going online and buying from random people going on Facebook Marketplace or a different marketplaces, public marketplace, to do that. So we'll find my friend and actually get the cards that I want for my deck. So we have all these cards for my Leona deck that we're getting from my friend. Oh shit. Decks. I still don't have Leona. So I still need the actual Leona unit because I only have the legend. Tapos, how much is this? 327.66. Get all of this for our Leona deck. Getting from a friend. That's why it helps to have a friend who buys cases. Oh,
Ay, yun na pala
that's it. It is the Azir.
Okay. Do not.
It's a doomed hobby.
We use up all the bad luck today para
So for the next one, yeah, for save it all for Vendetta. See, just have a friend who will open packs for you and then buy your cards from them. So yesterday, I got all of the cards I needed from my friend. I still need a couple more for Leona, but I want to get into another suggestion actually, because it just so happened that there was a card convention happening yesterday as well at the mall where we met. And that's another way for you to actually be able to find cards in person. So if you're not meeting in a TCG shop with a community or with your friends, there are vendors that you'll be able to find selling playable cards in card conventions. Although I will say, it really isn't that easy to find Riftbound vendors, especially since it's a new TCG, and majority of these conventions have Pokemon mainly. At least here in the Philippines, it's like 90% of vendors are Pokemon vendors. And then you have a couple of One Piece, and then one or two Riftbound vendors. And yesterday when we went, there was literally only one vendor that was selling and buying or trading Riftbound cards. So it was hard to find the cards that I actually needed left for my Leona deck, because there was only one person and he didn't have a lot in his binder. And he didn't have any playables that he brought with him to the convention. So that's going to be something to watch out for, is the fact that you can't really expect there to be a lot of Earthbound vendors. And then if you do find them, the problem with card conventions and vendors at card conventions is it will usually be a lot higher than market price. If you look online, it's going to be different from TCG Player or in Collector, the popular app for looking at market price for different TCGs. If you do compare it for the compared to what the vendors have their cards listed, it's gonna be sometimes twice as expensive, or even more. That could be an issue, unless you're comfortable with actually checking up market price in front of the vendors and negotiate with them. Try to get that pricing that they have down, but that's going to depend on how comfortable you are with that sort of situation. And not a lot of people are comfortable with doing that with negotiations with vendors. So, unless you're comfortable with that, you can do card conventions, because it is kind of easy if you have frequent conventions near your area, because it's going to be all there in person, be able to see everything that they have available. So you have that plus. And then if you don't want to go that, there is another suggestion, which is to go online, look at a marketplace. I'll show you what that is like in my setup. Okay, so I have a package. This just arrived. And this is going to be my next suggestion for you, which is to go online and look for your cards for the deck that you are building. So there are multiple websites. If you are from the US, you have the popular TCG Player or eBay. So you have those websites. Those are the popular ones, where it's just people selling their own collections or their own cards. And here in the Philippines, it's going to depend on where you are. Maybe you have your own website. This is from Rift Cartel, which is a website, Facebook group as well, for a bunch of just Filipino players who decided to make their own marketplace for the cards that they have in excess. So I think for this, Rift Cartel, is what they do is they open packs, and then if they have anything in excess, they just post it on that website, on that marketplace, and the prices are adjusted to what you usually find online, which is, the usual ones that people look at is Collector, and that's where they base the price. So what's cool about this for Rift Cartel, so I think this is probably just in the Philippines, is they do upload depending on the market price, and sometimes you'll find below market price listings. So that's pretty cool. So I bought a bunch from them. I needed these cards. I still do need a lot more for my Leona deck, but they don't have everything. When Unleashed was released, they opened a bunch of boxes and actually got more listed on there. So it's cool that I did get a bunch of the ones that I do need, and for pretty cheap, I would say. I got my 2 Leona cards, my 2 Leona Determined. I got 2 Vex Mocking. I don't know if you can see it all the way from over there, but I have those. I got Albus Feroz as well, and 2 Battlefields. Sadly, they didn't have everything that I needed. I still need 1 Battlefield, a couple of cards that are in demand, like Not So Fast. I need GA. I need Nami. What else do I need? Zenith Blade. So those ones that a lot of people are trying to also get is a little hard to find. So if you don't find it off of, let's say, the website that your country has, maybe because there's a chance that other countries have their own websites, or your local TCG shops, maybe they have their own website where you can find singles there. But since they're not like a big group of people who are just trying to open boxes and getting more cards to other players, they might not have everything, which in this case I still do need a lot more. So in those cases, you can go on. I think it's pretty easy to just go on Facebook. There are a bunch of Facebook groups. Riftbound here in the Philippines, we have I think 2 or 3 Facebook groups for Riftbound. Riftbound Marketplace, a Riftbound just general Facebook group. And a lot of people are posting the cards that they are trying to sell or even cards that they are trying to buy. You have that as well. Facebook, go ahead and check out the ones that you have wherever you live. And maybe you have the cards that you do need. And if one person doesn't have it, you can find it off of a different person, off of a different post, which will make it easier for you to look for the cards that you are looking for. The only problem is they're not always going to be responsive or easy to talk to. I do have some cards I still need to buy, and I've reached out to 3 people. They haven't been all that they haven't been too responsive. So it's like a hit or miss. There are people who are very easy to talk to, very responsive. There are people who might not be too easy. If you're trying to look for specific cards, especially the ones that a lot of people are trying to buy, because you're gonna have people claiming dibs on the cards as soon as they get posted, and if you don't see the post right away, you might miss out on your very short window to get the cards that you need. So for this one, right, I forgot to mention for Rift Cartel, they handle the delivery, so I didn't have to worry about the delivery. Because that's something you have to think about if you're buying off of Facebook. They might be only up for pickup. You have to meet them somewhere, or they will deliver it to you. Either they will deliver it themselves, or they will book a courier, or they will have you book a courier. So you have all of that to think about if you're buying off of Facebook. I think there are also Discord groups that do this, so it's going to depend on what's more active in your area. If you have more people on Facebook or you have more people on Discord. This was pretty nice. It's very convenient for me that Rift Cartel is this is not a sponsored video. This is not a sponsored segment. I just happened to look online and found them on Facebook. Decided to try it out. This is the first time I tried it out, and I got everything I needed. So everything went smoothly. They messaged me on Facebook to confirm my order. Everything was good. Very easy. This took like, I think, just 2 days, or I think it was a next day delivery. So that's really fast. That could be the final suggestion, but the actual final suggestion is just rip open packs. That's going to be costly though, because if you do need specific cards, you might need to open a lot of booster boxes just to find the cards that you need. There is that. That's the most straightforward way, and could be the easiest depending on how well you like interacting with other people, but could also be the hardest in terms of actually finding the cards that you need. If you do have any more suggestions that you would want to share, please do comment down below. Let me know, or let other people know how you bought your cards. Maybe you have it easier or harder depending on where you are. If you do enjoy this video, if you liked it, like it. If you don't. Subscribing and checking out my other content. I've been on this journey of Riftbound, and so far it's pretty fun. I have yet to actually compete and go on a tournament or just play in person in the local TCG, because I still have yet to finish my Leona deck. So there's that. Yeah, maybe that'll be my next video, my next vlog. So that's it. Thanks so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Bye-bye.